everyone. Welcome back to Ask Sloan. I'm Ben,
I'm Sloan.
and today we're going to be talking about getting out of debt. So, in the US, the debt of Q2 2025 is $1.21 trillion. And that's personal debt, that's for credit cards across America. So, it's obviously a huge problem, and we want to help you to get out of debt. So, Sloan, what's like the first step do you think in getting out of credit card debt for somebody that has, multiple credit cards? Maybe they maxed out their credit cards. What do you think is the first thing they should do?
Wow, man, it's so tough. The first thing is stop pretending to be America and keep your debt growing. $36 trillion, whatever this stupid number is. If consumers have a debt of over $1 trillion, like that's our national deficit.
Yep.
Okay, it's ridiculous. Okay, the debt's not working for you. Stop. All right. So if you don't know how to manage your debt, problem number one, stop. Okay, stop. Right.
Stop
Okay,
spending.
stop. Just stop borrowing. Okay,
Mm.
and if you don't have, if you can't, uh, Dave Ramsey will tell you, like, live within your means. Okay. So there's a whole lot of things you should not use debt to purchase. Okay. And we'll talk about those here in just a second. But step one of getting out of debt is to stop borrowing. Okay. Stop using that credit card, stop borrowing, so on and so forth. If your lifestyle is already overextended, then you got to dial it back. Okay. And you really got to figure out what's working for you, what's not working for you.
Yeah.
What is your cost of living? What does it cost you to live? Okay. I got a family of five. My daughters are in college. Okay. Our cost of living is about 20 grand a month. That's if you throw everything in there. Okay. So if I spend $25,000 a month, am I rich or poor?
You are poor.
I'm poor. Right? Okay. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Okay. It matters how much money you keep.
Mm.
Okay.
Rich dad, poor dad.
So look, credit cards, the very first step, if you're overextending your credit cards, you need to get out of debt. You need to go get a transfer card. Okay. A credit transfer card. You can get credit transfer cards that'll give you no interest for up to 18 months. Okay.
Wow.
Now, your credit still has to be good. So if you got credit cards when you had a 700 credit score and now you're not paying those cards
Get
down,
that immediately.
and now you're at a 640 credit score, you might not qualify.
Ooh.
Okay. And believe me when I tell you, banks don't do like debt consolidation loans anymore. Okay. That used to be a thing.
Yeah.
It's not a thing no more. Okay. Like they still have that product, but it's just really hard to get. So step one, get a transfer card. So you can transfer that debt, no interest. So the interest can stop. Okay. Then step number two is no more spending on that card. Okay. Cut it up. Like don't even have it in your wallet.
Quick question. When you do the debt transfer to the transfer card, does essentially the transfer, whoever is supplying you with the transfer card, pay off that debt so your credit card balance goes back to zero?
Yes.
Wow. So I bet you that there are people that do the debt transfer card and then raise their debt again.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Interesting. So
When
what
they
happened?
buy the debt from the other card,
Yeah.
generally speaking, that card's done.
So they close your card.
Yeah, it potentially will close that account.
Oh, so that might work against your credit.
Ish. And that might change too. That might have gone kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
But you don't want, if it doesn't cancel that, you need to cancel that card. You don't need to close the account, cut it up.
Okay.
Don't, and it's no longer in the wallet. Take it out of your Apple wallet, your Google Play wallet. Take it out. Take it out. You can't use that card no more.
So I've heard that when you cancel cards, it actually works against you in your credit
It
history.
will. It will. It'll work against you because the credit report is about your credit. And
Yeah,
if you're decreasing your credit, then your credit score is going to go down,
that makes
right?
sense.
Okay, so you don't close the account. It's a negative hit.
Okay. And so what should you do if you have, three cards? Let's say that you don't really want to get a transfer card just because of the risk of getting your account closed. Then how do you suggest that you pay off these cards?
So there's two rules of thought, okay? And the first rule of thought is the highest interest rate card, you pay that one off first. So
Okay.
you pay just the minimum payment on the lower interest cards, and you double your payment and pay the highest payment possible to the highest interest card. And then when it's paid off, then you roll that payment down to the next highest card and pay it off. Then you roll that payment down to the next card, pay it off. Now you have no debt. That's option number one.
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes that works. The reason for that option is it's costing you more money long term. So there's a difference between today's money and tomorrow's money.
Yeah.
Okay. And all the financial gurus are going to go after tomorrow's money.
Yeah.
Okay. But sometimes you can't live in tomorrow. You got to live in like right now, the second. Okay.
Yeah.
And so today's money is this train of thought. I'm going to pay off the highest payment card first. So I got one card, that payment is $50 a month. I got another card, that payment is $200 a month. I got another card, that's $500 a month. Okay. I want to pay the $500 a month first. Why? Because it has more of a monthly payment. So I'm going to, once it's paid off, I'm going to get more money back in today's money.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
That might be your lowest interest rate card, but it's going to bring me back more cash flow. So it's going to give me the ability to pay off them in succession faster because I'm going to have more access to capital when I pay that one off.
So
So two
essentially,
trains of thought, and you got to figure out which one's right for you.
okay.
It might be the longer term one. Hey, I want to pay less interest over time, or it might be the shorter term one. Hey, I want to improve my cash flow faster.
Okay. So essentially, look at, minimum payment versus interest rate.
If you have multiple cards, you're paying the minimum payment on all cards but one, and you're doubling, tripling, quadrupling the payment to that one card until it's gone, and it's either your highest interest rate or your highest payment,
Okay. Interesting.
one or the other. But you got to pick which one's right for you. And then, like again, cut up the cards. Stop borrowing money. You have to get control of your spending.
Hmm.
And that might be a part of your mindset. You might have to
Yeah.
get control of your mindset.
Yeah, and that honestly brings me to my next point. I think from what I've seen personally, a lot of people, where I grew up are what, people like to call hood rich, right? So you have all of the possessions that make you seem wealthy without actual wealth. You might have a nice car, you might have all the nice clothes, you might be going on the fancy vacations, but essentially you're living off debt that isn't necessarily serving you long term. And I think that that is more about like living for others as opposed to living with a mindset of wealth for yourself in the future. So, what would you say to those people?
Well, they 100% need to change their understanding and perspective on what wealth is. And I think I've even said it on the show, right? What do wealthy people have?
A lot of money.
Money.
Yeah,
What do rich people have?
I'm not sure.
They're broke wearing Gucci, bro. Okay? So, and it's true. Like they care about labels. They don't care about value.
Hmm.
Sometimes labels have value, sometimes labels don't have value. Okay? But if your values are on labels and you don't have any money, you're keeping up with the Joneses. You think that because someone is wearing Gucci, they have more value than you.
Hmm.
That's the wrong perspective. They don't. They're not better than you because they're wearing Gucci. And you shouldn't be trying to be as good as them or better than them, or you shouldn't be comparative. Stop comparing yourself to others. Your value is wrapped up, in my opinion, in the fact that Jesus died on the cross for you.
Amen.
That's the only value you got. And guess what? I got the same value too. I taught my girls this. You're special, but you're not more special or less special than anyone else. So it starts here. We talked about that. It starts here.
Yeah.
My value is the same if I'm wearing Purple Label or I'm wearing American Eagle or I'm wearing Lee. Okay, it don't matter what kind of jeans I'm wearing.
Man, these
My
are.
value is come on, Lee goes hard, bro. That's what we wore growing up. Okay, we used to go to I called it the very far outlet, the VF outlet. Okay, we would drive 2 miles out of town to Hempstead. I would get clothes at the beginning of school. I would get clothes right after Christmas. You know what I mean? Like in in
Yeah.
in in
You
in,
got that,
in spring. So I
New
get
refresh.
I get clothes twice a year. We go to the VF outlet, okay,
Yeah.
and that's what it was. So I'm buying. I'm wearing Lee or whatever, but I still sported it. I made it look cool. You know what I mean? And guess what, man? Nobody cared.
Yeah.
Now everybody looked at the cool kid that was wearing Jabot. Okay, you
I
know
don't
what?
even know what Jabot is,
I
bro.
know, bro. A little bit more your time.
Nobody at home knows what Jabot is.
Yeah, they do. They know what Jabot. A couple people. Maybe we got a couple boomers watching the show. We'll see what's up. But look, the truth is, you gotta change your value system, and you
Yeah.
gotta recognize that like you can look good in anything. If you want to be your best self, but your best self isn't broke.
Yeah.
Your best self isn't inundated in debt. You can't sleep at night. Your best self is building wealth for you and your family.
Honestly, that sparks two lines of thought for me, right? First of all, tying it all together. When we began the show, I talked about the credit card debt issue in America, and how most people in America have credit card debt, and that's most likely tied to their lifestyle, right? And how they tie their personal value to things that they have, right? And one thing that you touched on was tying your personal value to your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, right?
Absolutely.
Where, I mean, if you were to see those things in parallel, it would essentially show you that most people have made idols of worldly possessions, right? And they're deriving their value from those worldly possessions, because without those worldly possessions, they don't see the innate value that they have in themselves. So if that's the case, what would you recommend to a person um, that honestly doesn't necessarily understand their value?
Well, I think that the problem is really not fully understood,
Hmm.
right? Like we start using terms like idol and whatever, and like people aren't like bowing down to Gucci, or
Yeah,
whatever. You know what I mean? But
that's fair.
but there's this concept of that. But the truth is, what they're doing is they're watching their Kardashians,
Yeah,
okay, and it looks like that lifestyle. It looks like those people are happy, okay,
yeah,
right? Or they're looking at their favorite sports figures and they're only seeing them online on Insta or whatever, okay, right? And like they got the chain and they got the car and they got the beautiful woman or the hot guy or whatever. Like they see them in these elements and they look happy. And then subconsciously they start to attach the environment to happiness. Oh well, he wears, Ralph Lauren, he wears Sean John. She wears whatever, Gucci or Balenciaga or what, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, oh, that's what they're wearing. They're happy. If I wear that too, I'm gonna be happy. Guess what? That's not happening. Like they're not sitting there taking notes. Oh, okay. What's a, oh, but if that's not
yeah,
it's subconscious.
yeah,
Okay, so if we recognize it's a psychological thing, then we have to use self talk and we have to teach ourselves that's not true. Okay, don't let the devil lie to you. Okay. And whether you want to couch it as the enemy or whatever, the truth is like whatever tape is playing in your head is what you're gonna enact. So if you begin to attach your value to your environment and the things, you need to snap. You need to recognize my value is not related to that. Now, don't get me wrong. Like we all want nice things. I'm all about quality, right? Like I want nice things. This is a custom made jacket. It fits my body. There's specific reasons why I have it. I work very hard to be able to make this. I pay cash. I didn't put this on a credit card. So then you guys start thinking about what can I personally afford,
yeah,
right? Okay. Also, this is a client of mine, so I get a 35% discount. So I don't even pay top price.
yeah.
Okay. Think about cars. Okay. If you want to buy a nice car, do you buy it brand new?
Depends who you're asking,
It does, doesn't it? Okay.
bro.
But how much less can you pay for the same
If
vehicle
it
if it's
depreciates.
got 2 or 3, 4, 5,000 miles on it?
Yep. No, I hear you.
Okay. So like I'm not a believer in buying brand new cars. Does that mean I won't buy one day? Maybe I will. But if I'm trying to save money, the answer is not to buy a brand new car. The answer is to buy a 1 year or 2 year old car, get a full warranty on it, Save $10,000. Like figure out how to get what you want inside your means. But never allow that thing that you want to be associated with your value or happiness. Happiness comes from a state of being. Happiness is about who you are, not what you have and what you do.
Well, that's the thing. I think a lot of people don't really know who they are. Taking me back to, just where I grew up, how I grew up. The thing when I was young was Jordans,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you had those Concord 11s, if you had those, Flu Game 12s, if the people at home that know about shoes, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, like when I was in like seventh grade, there were people in the mall literally killing each other over sneakers, over
No,
sneakers,
that stuff's
right?
been going on since back in the day. So the question is this: was it the sneakers, or
I
was it that the way people looked at you because you had the sneakers?
Yes, right.
Okay.
I think it was what you meant to people if you had the sneakers.
So then you got to ask yourself, will I mean the same thing to those people if I don't have the sneakers?
Not at all.
And
That's
then
why you're
and
willing
then
to kill.
and then where's the value in what I mean to those people?
Mm,
There is none. You see, again, it goes back to who you are.
yeah,
If people don't value you for who you are, then they don't value you.
that's a hard pill to swallow, right? For the people at home that maybe they are trying to find somebody or they want to feel valued, right? That's something that people struggle with. I think that's why people go to those lengths where they're willing to do those things to receive these material possessions. Because if I wear this, if I have this, then maybe somebody will value me. Somebody will see me as more than what I see myself, as more than what I think that I am.
So, I mean, what you're touching on is very important. So, when you're thinking about your debt, you need to identify why. Why am I in this debt? And is it associated with value? Is it associated with my worldview? Is it associated with how I was raised? Is it associated with who my friends are? Is it associated with what I'm trying to accomplish in life? Okay. And you 100% have to deal with the psychology behind your money habits. And if your money habits are terrible and it comes from your upbringing, then you need to go get some learning and you need to make it happen. Okay.
Yeah.
If it comes from your need to be valued, then you need some therapy. You need to recognize that you're not actually valued with those things.
Yeah.
As soon as they're gone, you're gone. Okay,
Yeah.
like there's 100% psychology around money. There's a great book out there called The Psychology of Money.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another great book out there called The Millionaire Mind. Very important for you. If you're in debt and you don't understand what's going on, you need some introspection. You need to begin to understand the psychology of money, your personal psychology around money, and change those things.
Mm,
Okay, and then let's recognize that you don't go into debt to buy stuff. Okay, loans and debt are only to be used for very specific things. Okay. And I'm going to give you three of them. Okay. The first one is large purchases. Okay. That are over time. So your house and your car. Most of us, especially the little guy, don't have $70,000 to go drop on a car, but they do have $1,000 a month that they can pay for it. So there's a difference between how much money do I have and how much money do I make? Do I make $10,000 a month? Do I make $20,000 a month? Like, what's my budget? Really understanding my money and what that needs to be. Okay, my house. Okay, what can I afford my house? So your house should only be no more than 35% of your budget. Okay, so if you make $10,000 a month, your house should cost you no more than $3,500. That's all in. That's taxes. That's maintenance. That's everything. Okay, so if you got a $4,500 house, you can't afford to live. Now, I'm going to tell you that your house really needs to be 20% of your income. And the reason why is because if you go all the way to 35%, you're not going to pay the right amount for food. You're going to buy crap food,
you're gonna be tight,
and crap
essentially.
food is going to destroy your body,
Yeah.
and then you're going to be overpaying for medical. Okay? So like all these things have a domino effect.
Yeah.
Okay? So get in control of your budget. Understand how much money you make and what your lifestyle costs. If your lifestyle costs too much, fix it. You houses and cars. Okay. All right. It's no problem for debt. That makes sense. It's good debt. Okay. But it needs to be within budget.
So you believe there is such thing as good debt?
100%. 100%. I have the buckets. Okay. $0 bucket, $1 bucket, $3 bucket. Okay. You don't borrow money for things that are in the $0 bucket because they return no value.
What is a $0 bucket? Like zero
I put it
percent back?
so for every dollar you make, you got to put that dollar in one of three buckets.
I see what you
Okay,
mean.
bucket number one is $0 bucket. I put $1 in. What do I get back?
Nothing.
Nothing. Ice cream. I love ice cream. It's like my favorite. $0 bucket. I don't get anything back from that. Cavities. Cost me money. Should be the negative $1 bucket. Okay. Uh, the $1 bucket is I'm gonna get my money back. Okay, I put $1 in, I get $1 out, but I get it out later. A lot of people love the $1 bucket. They think it's a magic. Okay, your house is the $1 bucket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the math on that. I bought $100,000 house, and I don't even know if you can buy one of those today. Okay, but my day, hundred
Definitely
thousand
cannot.
dollars, probably not. It's probably two
You can
hundred.
buy a $100,000 box.
But let's do $100,000. So we got $100,000 house. Okay, but I'm gonna get a 30-year mortgage on it.
Okay.
Okay, 30 years. Okay, and if you don't know anything about mortgages, they put all the interest up front. Okay, so you're just paying the bank. So you got $100,000 house. Let's say your payment is $1,000 a month. Okay, 900 of it is interest the first year, and 100 is going to principal. Okay, in year 30, 900 is going to principal, 100 is going to interest. Okay, so after that 30 years, how much do you think you paid for that house, including interest? Like $300,000. You're gonna pay 3 times the amount that you bought the house. So you buy $200,000, this would be $600,000 you spent. You buy $500,000 house, you're gonna spend 1.5 million on it over those 30 years if you wait that long. Okay. So number one, if you're buying a 30-year mortgage, you can't afford your house. Okay, and it's not an asset anymore; it's a liability. All right. So you really need to be on a 15-year mortgage. Okay, but that payment's gonna be like double, but you're gonna be paying a lot more principal on that house. You have more value. After 30 years, how much is that house worth?
I mean, it depends.
Probably like 300 grand. Okay.
Yeah, or it could,
So you're going to get
in
your
this
money
market, it'll
back. In this
depreciate.
market, it was worth 250. So you lost money. Okay. But that's how that works.
Yeah.
So I got my money back. And sometimes I didn't get all of it back. Sometimes I got a little more back, but I didn't triple my money. Now, can you buy real estate and can it increase in value that much? Yes, it can, but not generally your personal home if you're in the suburbs and stuff like that. Like you got to be buying in areas that are going to have high growth where land values are going to skyrocket and stuff like that. But then you got the $3 bucket. And the $3 bucket is the bucket that gives you $3 back and it gives it back to you pretty quick. And the $3 bucket generally only applies to the businesses. Okay. So if I pay somebody $20 an hour, but I charge $100 an hour for their time, I'm making $80 an hour for their work. That's a $3 bucket.
Okay.
If I buy if I buy a if I buy a an ultrasound machine, if I buy an ultrasound machine, I spend $1 million on the ultrasound machine, and I charge $400 an ultrasound, and I do 5 ultrasounds a day. I make $2,000 a day. Okay, I make that 20 days out of the month. I make $40,000 a month. I'm paying $10,000 a month for the machine. I'm making $30,000 a month cash flow. That's a $3 bucket. Okay. Effective advertising is a $3 bucket. Okay. I pay $100 for an ad. I make $1,000 in sales. That's a $3 bucket. Okay. So the $3 bucket is where you can put money right now and get money out right now. A lot more money than I put in.
What do you think about splitting debt with partners? So, for example, let's say that you want to go in on a multifamily home with your buddies, and you split that multifamily home. Um, you split the interest rate, you split it all, right? You split the down payment, and now you want to also split the cash flow, right? Or you want the cash flow to flow back into the house to pay off the debt of the house until it's fully paid off, and then you sell the house. What do you think about
You gotta be
different
real,
business
real
models like
careful.
that?
You gotta be real careful who you put your money with. Not everybody has the same psychology of money. Not everybody has the same money habits. Not everybody has the same plan. It's really difficult to pool your money with other people. If you're going to pool your money, then invest in a fund. You invest in a fund that's already created, it's got a fund manager, it has rules and regulations. You put your money in a fund that's pulled together with a bunch of people. Grant Cardone has funds. There's a bunch of, very famous people that
To have
this is
fun.
what they do, have funds. You can go to brokers that have funds. Wealth management. There's a great wealth management firm here in town called Centric Wealth. Good friends of mine's buddies. They start funds all the time. You can invest in small businesses, real estate, so on and so forth, with a group of people that's pulled the money together. So there's, more earnings, but you're earning a percentage of the money that you put in.
Can you start your own fund?
You can. That's definitely, a conversation for another episode. But yes, you can start your own fund. Absolutely. And then you're the money manager and you can get people to invest in your fund and then you can deploy that capital into real estate and in other investments. But then you're responsible. You're on the hook for paying all those people back and making all that work. So you better be good with money and you better not need it. You better not need
You
it.
better not have any debt,
And you better not have any debt.
especially not credit card debt.
So let's wrap up the episode with
Yeah.
finishing how you get out of debt. Okay. First step is you really need to get control of your spending. You need to understand what your cash flow is and what your budget is. Okay. You need to sit down and figure that out. Number two, you really need to understand the psychology of money, how that works for you, if it's associated with peace and happiness, what all that means, and you need to get that under control. Okay.
Okay.
And if you need some therapy, don't be shy, get some therapy. Like once you get your mind right with money, then you'll start making it. You, there are plenty of people out there that make plenty of money, but they spend it all and they're broke.
Yeah.
Okay. They might make millions of dollars, but they're broke. It used to be a joke. Okay. In sports, the athletes, right, have these multi-million-dollar contracts. By the time they left the sport, they
Yeah.
had more debt than the contract was worth.
I'm pretty sure that happened to Antonio Brown recently.
I mean, it's terrible. Okay,
Yeah.
and you would think that their advisors would be helping on this, but it's keeping up with the Joneses. Oh, my boy's got a yacht. He's got a 50-foot yacht, man. I need a 60-foot yacht. We gotta have the Christmas party in my yacht next year. No, bro, shut up, dude. Yeah, go rent it. You gonna for one party, bro? Stop it. You don't need to own that boat.
Yeah.
Anyways, so get your mind right. So stop spending. Figure out your budget. Get your mind right. Cut up your cards and attack them one by one, either highest interest rate or the highest payment. Okay, and you pay the minimum balance on the other ones, and then you tack one at a time. Get rid of it. Okay. Number three, if you've got assets and stuff that are overextended or whatever, like you just really need to dump everything and do a reset. That reset will not work for you if you don't get your mind right.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Make sure that you like and subscribe. And,
Share,
and
click that notification button.
yes, sir.
Hey, tell everybody. And one final tip, okay? If you're going to borrow money, borrow it for the right reasons, put it in the right investments or in the $3 bucket. Start building wealth, stack your cash.
All right. See you next time, guys.